This is the Leading Ladies Podcast with Karen Gray, the show that takes you around the world to share interviews with some of the most successful and relevant people on the planet. Hear their stories and get the most important business lessons they've learned on their road to success, and get exclusive access on how to implement their success into your life and business. The Leading Ladies Podcast is brought to you by the Strategic Advisor Board and your host, Karen Gray.
Hey, are you looking to scale your business from 5 figures to 6 figures or 6 figures to 7 figures? If you are, I have the perfect thing for you. What I want you to do today is I want you to go download a book. This book is going to take you through my 3-pillar system. It's 100% free. All you have to do is go to growfast.cash. I say again, go to growfast.cash, and you're going to be able to download my free international best-selling book, which is called Be Good, Be Brief, Be Gone. You can take that book. It's going to help you scale your business to the next level. Again, go download it. Be good, be brief, be gone. Growfast.cash. I say again, growfast.cash. Enjoy.
Thank you so much for joining us again today for Leading Ladies, a conversation with women who lead. And today's guest is one of the people that I absolutely love. She is in my heart circle. This woman speaks life into everyone around her. The amazing Dana Grant. Dana, thank you so much for being on.
Thank you. It's so good to be here. So good to spend time with you.
I am just in awe of you. I am like in your cheerleading corner, like rah, Dana Grant is amazing.
Ditto.
And y'all, this woman is an international master question asker. This is exactly who you are. A host of global retreats, keynote speaker, co-founder of Cali'Flour Foods. She's the co-founder of the Women's Success Summit and a proud mentor for the Chicostart and CSU Trusted Peer Mentor programs. That, I don't even think, sums up all of the amazingness that is Dana Grant.
Oh, thank you.
Well, I am just so pleased to have this conversation with you because I believe that you have a unique style of leading that is from such a place of authenticity. That's a hard word to say. Authenticity.
Yeah.
And integrity, because it is so void of ego. And I want to, two things, have you define what you believe leadership is for you, and then what you mean by that when you talk about leading without the ego.
You know, that's a broad question, but I like to keep things simple. And I know that if I'm in my heart energy, I'm leading with a vision. It's clear, it's simple, it's defined, but it gets a little messy, and the heart wants to expand. So I want to be inclusive, not exclusive. I want to lead with compassion. I want to lead with heart-driven actions. I want to be of service. I want to do more than less. And then over here, I've got my ego that's, wants to divide, separate, conquer, protect. It's where, the division comes in. And, Oprah just posted something that said, and I just reposted it just like an hour before this. I hopped on Instagram and I saw it. I was only on there maybe 2 minutes. I saw it and I posted it. It said that we can't be friends with women that are jealous of us, or we're jealous of their success or where they are or what they have. And there's truth in that. And I remember being being in the envy and in the ego envy of what I didn't have years ago. So this has been a long process to get here, but I'm so glad I'm here because I can lead with such, like you said, integrity.
I love that you shared that about Oprah's quote, because I shared this at my conference. I have been coming from a place of such lack, I think, for so long, subconsciously. I didn't even realize it was happening.
Yeah.
But that lack and that feeling of being in lack, that I lacked the abilities, I lacked the talent, I lacked the confidence to go do these things that were on my heart to do.
Right.
And in sitting in that feeling, I would look at other women who were leading and be envious of them, as you just said.
Yes.
And they would, I called it trigger, right? They would trigger me to feel jealousy or pick out their flaws, or
we've all been there. We've all been there.
Oh, those little Barbie, like I called them, like the little Barbie witches, right? Like so jealous. I was in my jealousy, finding things to nitpick about them. And last year, the end of the year, when I was sitting down looking at my goals, I really sat down and said, okay, these women that trigger me have something that I want.
Exactly.
And I don't know them. Who am I to judge them? Right. So my intention is, when I feel that trigger, or I feel something about them that's triggering a story in me, I'm going to lean in rather than leaning out.
Yeah, I'm going to lean in. I'm going to lean in. I'm going to lean into me. Yeah.
Yes. And I did that even at the event that we met.
Yeah.
That was a big step in. And I got to meet all of these women, and all of them triggered me. And I was just like, these women are amazing. And I'm so whatever the thoughts that we have. And every single one of them has been loving and supportive and real. And the women that I've met this year, loving and supportive and real. And so when we lead from a place of, these are my allies, these are my friends, these are my sisters, how can I support them and see them rise, rather than looking at the lens of what I'm not doing.
Right. Well, we call in what we need. We call in what we need, whether it's rubbing up against your terror barrier or your ego energy, but we call in what we want to transform and what we're willing to negotiate. Because if you think about the stories we were talking about a little earlier, 95% of our subconscious is stories that are running the show. We're not even aware of what we're doing. We don't even know that we're negotiating with ourselves and we're playing less than. We're not even on the playing field. Right. We think we are, but we're not even throwing the ball. I love universal laws for this reason. It's kind of like the law of polarity. If we desire it, we're already on the playing field. Our answer's already there. So all we have to do is ask ourselves better questions.
So for someone that's listening to this and they're in a position of leadership and they have someone that is above them, that's jealous of them, threatened by them, right? Because women tend to do that to each other oftentimes. It's
heartbreaking.
If you have that feeling of insecurity, or, have the trauma stories that you haven't dealt with yet, how does someone that's wanting to rise through the ranks, wanting to grow in their leadership skills, how do you manage those relationships?
Well, I know how I handled it and how I handle it now. I spend at least, I don't have a lot of time. I have a lot of clients, I'm a busy woman. I am. But on my breaks, I like to go out there. My team manages just about everything, but I like to answer everybody. I was on a podcast with Renee Rodriguez yesterday, and it was on leadership. And I said, it didn't matter to me if they had 100,000 followers or 5 followers. Energy is energy. We are out here to support each other, and we're all on this playing field. And I think this is where we have to drop in and support. And I spend those 10 minutes, and as much as I can support in my feed, I don't look for big players. Whomever's in my feed, I'm going to support. And I'm going to give as much love as I can for those 10 minutes. I set my timer, 10 minutes, and I go as fast as I can. I want to support. I want to give them love. I want to know that I see you. I see you, and I'm so glad, and I'm grateful. I lead with a grateful heart, that I'm grateful they're there. And I always ask, what can I do to be of service today? They don't necessarily have to support me back. I don't need anything from it. I just want to give without any expectation that I'm going to get something back. And I also don't get my feelings hurt, because we're all busy. And we don't know what's going on behind someone's lives. I don't get my feelings hurt if someone doesn't support me, or they don't follow back, or that, it just doesn't matter. I follow who I want to follow. It's not just divisive. And I leave messages I wish I could do so much more, because I want all women to feel supported and seen. But we do it with a motive of showing up out there with a heart-driven action, without an ego, without something we're gaining from it, because the rug will be pulled out from underneath you time and time again, that under ego energy, and you're going to face plant it. and you're going to get your feelings hurt, and the ego is going to come back in to divide, separate, judge, and then go back. Those women are exactly what I thought they were. No, they're busy. And you know what? Someone who just came on my podcast said, listen, I'm not doing podcasts anymore. He says, I'm too busy. And he's outranked. I mean, he said, but you left out such a heart-centered message to us that we all listened to it. And we said, we're going on our show. And I'm like, well, thank you. Thank you. Wow. He said it was just so heart-centered, and it wasn't like anything else. You were so non-divisive, and you were so in the moment. And I was enthusiastic. And I thought, well, that's really heart-driven. You can't fake that stuff. It's just, it's energy. And I think,
I've been the receiver of those little moments of support, and they are so precious, and they are so sincere. And I knew in that moment,
and genuine,
10 seconds of you, or 2 minutes, or whatever it was 100% Dana.
Yeah.
I knew I had your heart in that moment, and it felt so full. So someone that's hearing this can begin to model that.
Right. Real connections. Say what's on your heart. No hiding, no divisiveness. And if it is, sit with that and ask yourself, what is it you really need? What is it you truly want?
Looking to grow your business beyond 5 figures, 6 figures, 7 figures plus? What I want you to do is go download this book. The title is called Be Good, Be Brief, Be Gone. It will help you grow your business past 5, 6, and 7 figure. Go download the book today, growfast.cash. I say again, growfast.cash, and download the book for absolutely free.
If you want to be seen, then go out there and see others first, and then they can see you back. But if we show up with the wrong motive, and we just keep feeding the motive.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we do.
As you referring to relationships that are maybe superior to you, if you're in corporate America, or someone that you're working with, or those that work with you, that support you, it goes both ways, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's such
exactly. It's a two-way street. Absolutely. Two-way street.
Yeah. So, as you're working with, and for those that don't know Renee is a man and a phenomenal leader. So how do you see leading relationships with how men lead versus how women lead?
Well, I think there's more masculine energy there, but it's not saying that we don't have an equal amount of masculine and feminine. That's a really good question, because we are all not created equal. We all lead in different ways. I used to lead with an awful lot of masculine energy, which I was an overgiver. And now I realize I have to be able to receive too. So there's this ebb and flow with your left side, which is your feminine side, and your right side, which is, your masculine side. So I always like to look at that, how people are showing up. What are they afraid of? Are they overgiving? Are they overpowering? Or are they able to hold a safe space and, almost metabolize, the feminine energy in and just kind of find your sweet spot with where your power is. Everyone's got this balance of power they're trying to utilize. We can't be overly giving, because and to be successful, burnout is the number one thing that successful people go to. They just go right down the ladder of the 5 stages of stress to burnout. That's their home. And so we have to be able to receive and receive from ourselves too. Receive self-love, self-compassion, time out. I was just talking yesterday about how I schedule in rest, and he was saying how he didn't, it was someone else that I was on a podcast, they were interviewing me, and I said, he was giving himself a B- for not being an A+ worker that day, that he went off and watched some Netflix. And I said, well, the first thing right there is you judge that a B-. That's an A+. If you needed that, we don't judge those moments that we're not being productive. We can't always be in this masculine and that masculine energy producing all the time. We have to nurture. We have to feed our souls, feed our heart energy. Our heart can't be so devoid and depleted of what fuels us up and fuels us. I think you probably know this about me, because we've spent time together. I love it. I think I talked about this when I spoke on stage. I go out and spend time in my garden.
Yes.
You know, I have a beautiful vegetable garden. And just before I came on here, I had like 15 minutes and I ran out there and picked a cucumber, a huge cucumber. And I looked at my eggplant and I got some sun in my eyes and I thought, oh, this is nice. It was only 3 minutes, but it was lovely. And,
I love that. So for anyone
soul
that's
food.
for anyone that's feeling that deplete or they're maybe rebuilding, I know we have a lot of people that I talk to just in my coaching business that are in transition and they have kind of been beat down by the world. And so they're rebuilding their leadership skills, rebuilding their leadership confidence muscles, and really re-identifying what leadership means to them. Because I think COVID had a way of changing all that, right? It's kind of shook everything up because leadership used to look one way and now, working from home and doing things remotely, it can look a whole different way.
Yeah.
So what are 3 things that you would say as a leader you need to do first so that you can lead yourself before leading others? And then we'll wrap it up with that.
Yeah. No one ever asked me what 3 things were, but I'm going to go intuitively as an intuitive coach and a business coach. I went first to healing. We must heal ourselves first before we show up and we can help anyone as an entrepreneur, as anything. We have to get to the stuff that has been churning in our subconscious for so long that we don't even know what the stories are and we don't know who to break up with, pieces of ourselves that no longer serve us. And so getting to the root of that is number 1. Second, find a good mentor. We're not meant to do this alone. Not as corporate women, not as business women. Women should, I think of women as a tribe. I think of them as elephants. And when an elephant is injured, all of the other elephants will protect that injured or birthing a new idea. I think of it, I use this analogy a lot in my head, and they protect that elephant until it's done birthing, until it's healed, until the injured is able to go on with the tribe. They don't break that circle. I want to see us do that as women. Let's rally around those that need our help. Let's rally around those, not the ones that are so successful. They need our help too, because we just take the judgment out of it. We're women out here on the playing field, oftentimes getting our ass kicked. And we need love too. It doesn't matter how high up the ladder we go. There's no one on the bottom. I don't gauge it as top, bottom, any of that, because our needs we all need to stay connected. It's a level playing game for me.
Well, oftentimes the leaders at the top, those are the loneliest positions.
Yeah.
So they do need those circles, maybe, even more critically.
Yeah. And I would say thirdly, stay out of judgment. Stay out of judgment with someone else's journey on where they are. I just started a podcast show and it landed really well out there. And I didn't really know what that would look like starting it. And evidently it's really going super well. And I'm like, well, great, but I want to have heart-centered conversations. I don't want to talk about, I want to peel it back to the core. I want to know deeper things to share with people. But it was 8 years before I birthed that. But there were times in between, I'm like, if you just could get it done, but I didn't have the message yet. I waited. So be patient, get to know yourself and what you truly desire. Step back, put yourself in rooms and see how you can be of service, reconnect with a part of yourself that you might not have known for a long time, or maybe you're just meeting that version of yourself. And again, the biggest one is stay out of judgment with where other people are in their journey. We can't just launch a new podcast show and expect to go to number 1. I mean, I guess you can if you're a celebrity and there's someone's paying you $100,000 for it. But I mean, we're all out here sharing, and leveraging and messaging and helping and serving, and just support the ones you see doing that. Don't judge. Stay out of the ego energy. Know let that be your alert and your awakening that, there's something in me that needs what they're doing. Flip it, support them. And I can guarantee you shifts will start to happen.
What a great way to end this podcast. Such a great mic drop nugget. Dana Grant, you are always just such a light in every room and such a delight to have in my world. I'm so grateful for you. And now I'm so honored to introduce you to this strategic advisor board community.
Yeah. Thank you.
You are just changing the world, sister. I love you. I appreciate
love you too.
You.
Yeah.
And just
You're the
keep
best.
leading and changing things. I love you. Thank you for joining
Karen.
us. We'll see you on the next episode.
Can't wait.
Hey, we all want to scale our business. Hey, I have the answer for you today to help you do that. If you're looking to scale from 5, 6, even 7 figures and beyond, book called Be Good, Be Brief, Be Gone. I'm going to give it to you for free. All you have to do is type in growfast.cash. I say again, growfast.cash, and you can download the book for absolutely free. I hope the book helps you this year. Take your business to the next level. Again, go grab the book, growfast.cash. I say again, growfast.cash. I wish you the best and grow, scale, and win.
Thanks for listening to the Leading Ladies podcast with Karen Gray. Please leave your feedback and visit strategicadvisorboard.com to get the latest and greatest best business advice on the planet. Follow us on social media for updates, and we'll see you on the next episode.
There it is. Magnum. Holy moly.
Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for!
Dear